Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be discussing XOM stock, EXXON stock, and deciding whether buying at this current price, $85.70, is a great investment for us as investors or a sad excuse for banks to take the average investor's money once again. So the first thing to consider is why this increased volume and ultimately increased price on EXXON stock has been happening, as well as with other oil names over the last few days. And here, referencing this article from NBC, it really is no secret that Russia has been conducting military operations into Ukraine over the last few days and now for the better part of a month. And because of this, the energy price in Europe has increased substantially. It's been spiking over the last few days and weeks as companies have scrambled to find new suppliers of crude around the world. So companies who produce oil, who have been producing oil, will see an increase in their revenue from this kind of energy insecurity around the world. But as the war in Ukraine really draws closer to an end, it's going to be extremely important to ask ourselves and consider whether this is a temporary jump in prices or is it a simply amazing time to invest in EXXON stock. So the first sign I'm going to be looking at on the chart is going to be this purple box, which I have just drawn in here around $86 a share. And the reason why this purple box is so critical is because what happened in the past around this price. Now, as you can see, in 2018 and in 2019, two times the stock reached this price, $86 a share, and then saw a massive dumping down in price, almost 15 to 20% of their value gone in a single moment. So as you guys can see, this price has been absolutely critical in the past as a top price where the stock has not been able to break out from, and this is still ringing true to this day. As you can see, we tried to come into this purple box, but today the bears did win, and we are now getting pushed back out of the box, looking like we could see a repeat of this scenario back in 2018, or even this slower scenario back in 2019 where we came back all the way down to $65 a share. So that's why I really do caution investors. The first thing that I want you guys to keep an eye on here with the chart, make sure that if you do invest into this stock and you are investing to the upside, you have to watch this purple box and make sure that we are above the purple box, confirming a breakout here on the trend, and make sure that you know for sure that we have strength enough to be above this purple box, because here in the short term and over the next few weeks of trading, especially over these next few days of trading, if you are active on XOM, this purple box is going to be absolutely massive and critical in letting us know whether we are going to be breaking back out like this first trend shows, or if we will potentially see a trend here in the purple box followed by a breakdown to our support price around $65 a share. So again guys, this is the second scenario which we do not want to see, but that we do need to be prepared for as investors now that the stock has been running so massively here over the last few days with really no cool down in sight. Now, the second thing I want you guys to keep an eye on is going to be the volume here at the bottom of the chart. Now, like I said in the past, the volume has shown us moments where the stock is ready to break up to the upside. And here we have seen that the volume reflected a moment where we had a breakout opportunity. So as you can see, the volume increased rapidly over the last few days, as well as having a breakout here in stock price from $65 a share now to $85. So again, that's what we want to see at this range, or this purple box. If we are going to see a break to the upside, we are going to need to see more volume, and critically, we're going to need to see continued high volume over the next few weeks. So not only do we want to see the stock continue to rise, but we also want to see this volume continue to rise or stay high around this range, because if the volume does a V shape like this, then the stock will obviously be pulling back over the next few trading hours, and this is not the scenario we want to see, but we do need to be prepared to see this scenario. Alright guys, now the third thing I want you to keep an eye on, and in my opinion the most critical thing that we need in order to trade with XOM, is going to be this 1 hour time frame chart. So all I did was change it from 1 day or 1 week candles to 1 hour, and now every single candle we see on the chart is worth 1 hour of trading time. So what this is going to allow us to do is get a zoomed in look on the pattern and ultimately identify this trend right here, which is what I want to show you guys very very critically, because whatever happens in this range right here and relating to this trend and purple box is going to be what ultimately shows us how to trade XON stock. So what do I mean by this? Right now you can see that XON stock has been trading very well between the top and bottom of this trend over the last few days, and it is really no coincidence that right now at our critical resistance price, we are also at the top of the trend, looking like we could be coming back down before heading back up. And what I really need you guys to keep an eye on here over the next few days is what happens between this purple box and these pink lines. If the trend does this and then breaks down below the pink lines, we are ultimately coming back down to $65 a share. But if the trend does come back down a little bit, stay in this purple box and then push back up, we are going to be heading to around $100 a share very soon. So you guys need to keep a close eye on what happens over the next day and a half here in this purple box and with this pink lines. And if you do, you are almost guaranteed to make money here with XOM stock over the next few days, as the trade is very obviously either going to hold this level and continue pushing, or going to see a retest and lose all the gains over the last few days. So please make sure you keep your eye on the trend. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed the content I've shown you guys here today, or if you do end up profiting from this play. But as always, I hope all your plays are in the green.